Okay, so you've been watching me driving the 265 doing the hay tedding in the last couple of videos I've been doing, and really I should be filming a hay video at the moment, but the problem is we had a load of rain the other night, and it's typical. Just when the hay was nearly ready, it chucked it down. And if any of you know, it's no good baling hay when it's not ready, because it was only 12 hours off being ready, I think. But the thing is, if I baled it, it could have heated up in the barn and caught fire. It's quite a risk, so I didn't bale it. It got wet. I'm gonna have to continue tedding it until we get some proper sun on it and it is dry enough to bale. But in the meantime, I thought this gap was a good opportunity to actually do a guided tour of the 265, because I know a lot of you have asked me, you know, to do a bit of a tour of the tractors and stuff, and I'm not very good at saying, yeah, I'll do videos that everyone asks, so sorry about that. But I thought, you know, this is a tractor that everyone seems to like, and I really like, actually. So I'll give you a bit of background on it. My dad bought this tractor brand new in 1979, and I can remember as a little boy when it actually turned up on the farm. I was 11, so I was the same age as Jack, and I remember it turned up outside the farmhouse, and for kids that age to have a brand new tractor like this arrive was just like wow. And I remember we climbed all over it and it was just lovely. Anyway, it's had 41 years of wear on the same farm, and in that time it hasn't had a beating, but it's done a lot of work in the fact that it's done yard scraping. It's got a loader that goes on it. One day I'll do another video of the loader. It's done it used to be on the muck spreader actually when we first had it. It's done trailer work, it's done all sorts. But I mean, now it's kind of in semi-retirement really. It's a sort of backup tractor in the winter for the yard scraper. In the summer I just use it for light work like the tedding or on a trailer. And to be honest, I really like it, because you don't need to get a big tractor out when you're doing little jobs, you know. And you probably see me, in fact, look, here we go, here it is in action. You see that little tractor on a tedder is so manoeuvrable, it spins around, it goes really well around the field. Anyway, let's crack on and have a look round it, and I'll talk you through it as you go, because I'm sure some of you would like to know a little bit about it as we go. I don't know a great deal about tractors, but some. Well, let's have a look. Okay, so the classic 265, I think is 65 horsepower. I presume the 2 is like a 2 series, because we've got a 135. And this must have been the step up to the 265. So we'll have a look at it. Two-wheel drive is coming to the end of the era of the two-wheel drive tractors, really. When I was a kid, all the tractors were two-wheel drive, and that developed and changed in the 80s, really. This is 79. So I'm going to talk you around it and talk about a few bits of history on it I know of. So the bonnet has been resprayed, and you can just see a bit of rust coming through there because there was a fire in the engine when my brother was driving it one day. Lucky a guy was driving by who he knew, and he had a fire extinguisher, and he put it out. But they were almost going to write it off because the value of the tractor was nearly less than the cost of repairing it. But they did respray the bonnet, they fixed it. There's a bit of filler work here. The cab is starting to rust out a little bit in places, and down here. Someone with a good bit of welding could probably fix that, and I sort of think, well, for now it stay like it is. Could do with a new set of tyres, really. I always like the fact that the battery is really accessible. Now if I just turn this, look at this, straight in on the battery. Oh, it needs a bit of cleaning out on the back of the radiator there. Now that's one thing on a lot of modern tractors isn't so good. I find it really annoying on the McCormick that you've got to get right underneath the tractor to get to the battery. Coming down straight, obvious things, grease nipples here to grease. There should be another one, I forget where they are actually. There's another one somewhere. Where is it? Shows how long ago I last greased it. Another grease nipple there. Coming through, so we've got the let's have a look at how much oil's in it. Oh, There needs a little bit of a top up. Oil filter there, really accessible, really love this. In fact, you can get to it really easy. Look, change the oil there. Again, you can see the two-tone on the bonnet. That must have been where it's resprayed, I think. A bit more rust. Seems to have both sides gone in the same place, which is really weird. I don't know what that's all about. And down here, it must be where it catches damp. So we're going to come inside and look at the interior. And you can see here, let's have a look. Should we go inside or should we go around the outside first? Let's do the outside. So these wings, not original. We had these fixed up. I think I remember it rusted. It's just rusting out there now. We had some, well, the wings might be original, but we had some sections welded in. You can just see the weld line there. Definitely had a piece welded in there because that rotted out. In fact, it's going again a bit now. Maybe that was where we welded it. I don't think these lights are... Ooh. Don't think these lights are original. I think we changed the lights on the back. Yeah, I don't think they were original. I think they were on the back across there originally. Let's have a look at the old hay bob on there. So we'll have a look here. So this is very different. We changed a few things on here. I think we put the spotlight on, although we don't really use it now. That's not the original spotlight either. A few things have changed. So that back window isn't original, nor that. So when we had it in 1979, that had a fold down plastic thing that sort of unfurled, if you like, and came down and clipped on poppers down here. It was rubbish. Didn't last very long before it went brittle and split. And so we had someone make this little frame up, and it originally had glass in it, and then it broke, so we put PVC in. UPVC or whatever you call it, I don't know, Perspex, that's what I'm thinking of. And got these struts on it, so it's actually pretty good really. This isn't original, this is a frame made up. I can't remember, that was the fold down plastic for. Whoever thought of putting a plastic sheet on the back of a tractor was rubbish really. So we got your 3-point linkage there, all pretty standard. That doesn't change wherever you go, does it really? I have replaced these locks things. I've replaced those because the threads wore on there, so I replaced those. I did a video and then I deleted it by accident. Typical. Alright, so let's have a look inside. So notice no doors. The doors, I have got the doors. It's just that we only really use it in the summertime, and it's really hot with the doors on. So they just lift off, and look, they lift off of these pins here. So fairly straightforward. Original exhaust, original from 1979, would you believe that? Not rusted out, although it's taken a bit of a battering. Look, you can see where it's been knocked against things, and it's just bent there a bit, kinked there. Look, I dread to think what a new exhaust like that would cost. I bet it's a fair amount. Wing mirror needs sorting out. Need to get a new one of those. Right, let's get inside. Well, let's look inside. So, non-original. That's its second seat, non-original seat. That was put in when the other one knackered up. Now this one's about had it, hasn't it, really? And this is a theme here. You can see this sort of plastic, after a while, gets brittle and then it breaks. I mean, you can see here, look, the foam has gone on the inside. I'm really putting it down, but I love this tractor. So you can see where the foam's gone here. It's just age. You can't help it. 40 years of wear, and this stuff's gone flaky and horrible now. Little toolbox. Not sure what we got in here. PTO cover, mower blades. Always got mower blades in here. Look, let's have a look. Brand new box of mower blades. They're left in there because it only ever goes on one mower. Some various pins. When I was a kid, there used to be sweets in there from the bloke who used to work here, and I used to nick them at night. Okay, let's have a look. So this side, the foam is bent down where I put my elbow on it over the years. You know, anyone who's driving it has leant on there, and the foam has gone in the shape. Look. So funny old window. There's a look. There we go. Not much in the back of there. Now this is a bit weird. Look. Perhaps I better not open it, but that thing used to hinge open, and you used to be able to put your hand down through there to reach, I think it was a pickup hitch lever. So, usual setup in a Massey of this era. There's the draft controls there. Now, I remember it all seemed very swish when we got it with this lovely white foam, but whoever thought of putting white in a tractor should have all been black, really. Made it look nice, but realistically, it just shows the dirt straight away. So we got, look at that. There you go, something you don't see every day. Made in England. So all this is all original, I think. Look, we've got a quality approved Massey. Final inspection in 1979. Whoever inspected that probably isn't around anymore. Now, let me just put the ignition on. I think, oh look, two of those work now. I didn't think they worked. The hazards, the lights do work on this tractor. I think that one should work as well, but I don't think it does anymore. Right, so we've got indicator. Indicator's a little switch here. That's left. Oh no, right one. That should tell me a bulb's not working then. Oh, that's not working, is it? I'll have to look at that. Let's have a look at the left-hand side. Left-hand one's working. So, oh yeah, look. So there's the replacement one, and that's what the original ones were like. So we've got one original and one fake one on there. So I need to change a bulb on there. Looks like that one's gone. I don't think it really ever goes on the road though, so it's not too important. Fuel gauge. Nothing digital on here, look. Fuel gauge, temperature gauge, revs. 6,371 hours, not too much really, is it? Windscreen wiper, that's always a bit of a pain up here. The switch is just there. Oh, look at that, it's a bit pathetic. I think I need to sort that out. I might need a new motor, I think. Look at that. Yeah, so that's really the guided tour of the Massey. There is the control levers here for the loader, but the loader's not attached. So we'll have a look at the loader another time. But it's actually, we only put the loader on it for storage in the winter. We take it out, we put it in the shed out of the way because we haven't got anywhere to put it, the loader, over winter. So we put the loader back on the tractor and stick it in the shed. But realistically, the loader we don't really use anymore. We've got two good loaders on the McCormick's. This was our main loader tractor before we had the McCormick's, which is hard to believe now because everything has changed so much. I grew up in an era when all the tractors I trained at, I went on Hartbury College, and the tractors were things like Grey Ferguson, yeah they were, but mostly things like 135s and old Fordsons and stuff. And this would have been well, when I went to college, this was like a wow new tractor, and you can't believe now how it's changed. The new tractors are lovely, they're brilliant, and you can achieve so much more with them, but actually, do you know what, there's still a place for these little tractors on the farm, because you're starting to see some silly things now. You're starting to see on a lot of these farms, they haven't got a little tractor like this. They end up putting a massive four-wheel drive tractor on a little trailer when they just want to go out and do a bit of fencing. I'm not saying that it's worth going out to buy a little tractor like this, but if you've got one already, they're really good. They earn their keep just for the little bit of pottering around you do. And certainly for anyone who's got a few acres of land, you buy something like this or a 135 or a little 35 perhaps even, antique Grey Ferg even. You know, you can't go wrong. I know some neighbours up the road who've got a little Grey Fergie. He puts it on a little trailer, does a bit of fencing. He's still got the PCO, so he's got a little topper on the back of it. Do you know what? That's what I still really like these little old tractors. Yeah, and I'm sure Jack will have a go at driving one, and Harry will have a go at driving one of these at some point, because this is where I learned to drive. Learned to knock into things, to run things over. Anyway, that is my tour. I'm going to start her up now and give her a little spin, just to give you a little final demo. Let's put the plug in, make sure it's in neutral. Here we go. Fan-dabby dozy. I'll just give you a quick look at the loader and the doors, and then we're finished. Okay, so there's the doors. A bit of a pointless thing. They've got a bit of padding on the bottom on both of them. It's a little luxury trim in the 70s, but what's the point in that? Hey, there's one here with a glass missing. My brother broke that one. Well, it's not his fault. The stone chip went up against it, but they're still there. Okay, so there's the loader bucket. Bit of a hole in it now, but look at the size of it. Not very big. And just over the wall, there is the Fergie loader. Wow. There you go. Hope you like that little tour of the grey, not the grey Fergie, maybe that's another day. Tour of the 265. Cracking little tractor. Massey power!